The entire cafeteria went silent the moment Tyler Grayson shoved the shy girl against the wall. Trays crashed onto the floor, milk spilled across the tiles, and hundreds of students froze mid-bite as 16-year-old Ava Mitchell hit the lockers with a sound so sharp it echoed through the room like a gunshot. Tyler was the kind of boy everyone feared at Roosevelt High School in Ohio. 6 feet tall, captain of the wrestling team, cruel for sport, and completely untouchable. Ava was the opposite. Quiet. Invisible. The girl who always sat alone near the library windows with her oversized hoodie pulled tight around her face. Most students barely noticed she existed. But 10 seconds after Tyler laid his hands on her, something happened that nobody in the cafeteria would ever forget for the rest of their lives. And before we continue, if you believe kindness matters more than popularity, take a second to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that stay with you long after they end. Roosevelt High had always been divided into 2 worlds. The loud students controlled the hallways while the quiet ones learned how to disappear. Ava had mastered disappearing better than anyone. Ever since her father passed away in a factory accident 3 years earlier, she had changed completely. Her mother worked double shifts at a diner outside Cleveland just to keep their tiny apartment, and Ava spent most evenings taking care of her younger brother Noah while finishing homework beside a flickering kitchen light. Life had already made her older than the other kids her age. At school, Tyler made her life worse almost every day. It started with small insults whispered as she passed by. Then came the cruel jokes online. Soon, students laughed whenever he mocked her clothes or the worn sneakers she had owned for 2 years. Ava never reacted. She kept her head down and carried her pain silently because she believed surviving quietly was safer than fighting back. But what nobody knew was that Ava carried another burden hidden beneath that silence. Every morning before school, she visited St. Mary's Rehabilitation Center where her younger brother Noah was recovering from a spinal injury caused by a drunk driver. Doctors said Noah might never walk again. Ava spent months beside his hospital bed, reading to him, encouraging him, refusing to let him lose hope even while her own heart was breaking. Noah had become her entire reason to keep going. One rainy Thursday afternoon, Tyler decided humiliating Ava in private was no longer enough. The cafeteria buzzed with noise when he walked toward her table with 2 of his friends laughing behind him. Ava sat alone eating peanut butter crackers because it was all she could afford until payday. Tyler snatched the crackers from her tray and dumped them onto the dirty floor while students turned to watch. Then he grabbed her backpack and threw it across the room. Papers scattered everywhere like falling snow. Still, Ava stayed silent. That silence made Tyler angrier. He stepped closer, shoved her hard against the lockers, and sneered at her while students watched without moving. But what Tyler didn't know was that Coach Marcus Hale had just entered the cafeteria behind him. Coach Hale wasn't only Roosevelt High's football coach. Years earlier, he had served in the Marines and later volunteered at the rehabilitation center where Noah stayed. He knew Ava. He knew what she carried every day. He knew the quiet girl everyone ignored spent her evenings helping children in physical therapy while struggling to survive herself. The second Tyler touched her, Coach Hale exploded. In less than 10 seconds, the massive coach crossed the cafeteria and yanked Tyler away so forcefully the bully stumbled backward onto the floor. The entire room fell into stunned silence as Coach Hale's voice thundered through the cafeteria. But it wasn't just anger in his face. It was disappointment. The kind that cuts deeper than punishment. Coach Hale pointed toward Ava, whose hands trembled as she picked up papers from the floor, and then he revealed something that changed everything. Just 2 weeks earlier, Ava had saved a little girl's life at the rehabilitation center after spotting signs of a seizure before the nurses noticed. Her quick actions gave doctors enough time to intervene. The little girl survived because of her. While Tyler spent his afternoons terrorizing people, Ava spent hers helping children fight pain most adults could never endure. The cafeteria grew painfully quiet. For the first time in years, Tyler looked small. Students who once laughed at Ava now stared at her differently. Some looked ashamed. Others looked inspired. Tyler's friends slowly backed away from him while whispers spread through the room. Suddenly, everyone realized the quiet girl they ignored possessed more strength than anyone there. Tyler was suspended immediately, removed from the wrestling team, and forced to complete community service at the same rehabilitation center. At first, he hated every second of it. But over time, something unexpected happened. Seeing children struggle to walk, hearing parents cry quietly in hospital hallways, and watching Ava continue helping others despite everything she had endured began changing him from the inside. Months later, Tyler approached Ava outside the center during winter snowfall. His eyes carried none of the arrogance they once held. For the first time, he apologized sincerely. Not because he got caught. Not because he was punished. But because he finally understood the damage cruelty leaves behind. Ava didn't say much. That was never who she was. But she nodded gently, and somehow that small act of grace changed Tyler more than anger ever could. By spring, Noah took his first steps during therapy while Ava cried beside him. Nurses applauded. Her mother collapsed into tears. And standing quietly near the doorway was Tyler, helping adjust the therapy equipment with silent respect. Sometimes the strongest people are not the loudest in the room. Sometimes they are the ones carrying invisible pain while still choosing kindness every single day. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take one moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Special request, comment the word kindness below if you believe one act of compassion can change someone's entire life. Because in the end, Roosevelt High never remembered Tyler as the bully who terrified everyone. They remembered Ava Mitchell, the shy girl who proved that true strength comes from a heart that refuses to become cruel, no matter how much pain it survives.